Okay, it's recording. This is going to be the chest and lung video, so let's see how it goes. So first off, it's going to be like any other video. It's going to be observation of the patient. You're looking for symmetry between the clavicles, thorax, looking for ribs and everything, A to P dimensions compared to lateral dimensions. So as I look at my patient, just noting the clavicle, I'm noting from the side, her A to P dimension is definitely at least 1/2 of the lateral dimension. From here, I like to go straight into breathing symmetry to see if rib movement is adequate. So since she's a female patient, I'm going to ask you to create a barrier for me between your breast tissue. I'm going to place a hand right in the middle of your chest and the middle of your back. I just want you to take a slightly deeper than normal breath for me. And let it out. No abnormal movement there. So then I'm going to go behind the patient, right around the 7th intercostal space. I'm going to give her the same instructions, and then I'm going to see if the lateral dimension is the same for the ribs. So go ahead and breathe for me. That's good. So we're just checking bucket handle and caliper motion. From there, it's going to be lung sounds. I'm going to check for tactile fremitus first. I'm going to go to the back of my patient again. So all I'm going to need you to do is cross your arms in front of you, lean forward, and I'm going to have you say the word 99 as I use my knife edges to go down the back here. So say 99.
99.
And every time I move my hand, you say 99.
99. 99. 99.
Now we can do the same thing going to the patient's front. Again, I'm going to have her create a barrier. So do that for me again. And now I'm going to go down the front. So say the same thing.
99. 99. 99. 99.
All right. So that's tactile fremitus. Now I'm going to go into actual sounds. For the purpose of video, I'm not going to stick this in my ear, but diaphragm. All right. Cross your arms in front of you again. Flex a little bit forward for me. Let your head relax. I'm going to go down and listen to each field of the lung. I'm going to do the, how did KBR tell it, inch by inch method. So I would instruct my patient, take a slightly deeper breath than normal. And I'd listen for a full respiratory cycle before I would move my stethoscope down and over. Doing this until I hit the apexes, or not the apexes, until I hit the bottom. And then once I get to the bottom, I would also check the most lateral inferior aspect of the lungs to check for pneumonia and if there's any abnormal sounds there. I do the same thing with the front. So starting up above the clavicle for the very top of the lung, I would use the actual bell part, create a diaphragm there, and have her take a deep breath in, slightly deeper than normal. I'd be listening to any abnormal sounds there. Check the other side, swap it back to my diaphragm. Take a deep breath for me, slightly deeper than normal. Have her go through the cycle, and then I'd either move down or to the side, deeper breath than normal. Keep her going. And then I would go around and underneath to listen to all the aspects of the lung. From there, if I did note anything on my findings, I'd go into bronchophony, echophony, and the word that I can't say now, the one where she whispers, you know which one I'm talking about. So let's say, for example, that the apex of the lung, I heard an abnormal sound or there was a complete absence of any sound. I would then say, we're going to go through a bronchophony test, so I'm just going to have you say the word Scooby-Doo. Okay?
Scooby-Doo.
Yep. Now do the same thing on the other side. If it was anterior lobe here, I would basically hit this entire area in that section right there. I hit each spot with the diaphragm, so say Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo.
Very good.
Scooby-Doo.
And then I do the same thing on the other side. Now if I'm doing echophony, I'm just going to have you say, just say the letter E for me, and E every time I move the stethoscope. And let's say it was on the back, so I place it on her back.
E. E. E.
You can draw it out a little bit more, so say E.
E.
E, just like that.
E. E. E.
Now check the other side.
E. E. E.
Just moving that same pattern. Gotta do this video. Moving it to cover the entire lobe. Last one, I'm checking for cadence. So the whisper one. So I'm gonna give you a word. I think the one on the rubric is blue moon. So just whisper blue moon. Try it for me right now. A little bit louder.
I don't know if I can whisper lower.
Just like that. That's perfect. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just pick this front lobe again. So whisper blue moon. And for that I'm checking for cadence. If I can actually hear the word, we're in a bit of trouble. And after that, I believe that is all for this part of the exam. The rest is actually just going from findings, talking about wheezing, resonance, rider, strider, all the other fun words. So, till next time.